What's up, guys? Finally, we are going to be talking about something that is long over, well, not long overdue, but we do need to talk about. We're going to be finally talking about Sabrina, Chilling versus Sabrina. So if you guys haven't watched it yet, I do highly recommend you click off the video because, again, I'm going to be going into spoiler territory. Now, I have not seen, I really stayed away from a lot of spoilers that had to deal with the entirety of the final season. Now, again, if you guys know anything about me, uh, there is a lot of things about Sabrina I love and hate. Now, the final season was very interesting. We do have where Sabrina, there's two Sabrinas now, Morningstar and Spellman. Spellman, she has the normal life and she's no longer with anybody. She tries dating, it ain't going very well. She's unhappy, but she's also content, and she's not trying to show that she's unhappy, but she is, and we can see throughout the entirety of the final season that she is. And we have where Morningstar, she's living it up. She's queen of hell. Lucifer is actually a decent dad to her, and we also see where what's really interesting is her and Caliban actually develop a relationship, and they actually get married. And we also see where this new enemy comes forth rather quickly from, of course, Father Blackwood. He opens up this thing called the Eldritch Terrors, and there's 8 of them, and they have to deal with each several one as well. Now, there was a lot of this that throughout the season that was unnecessary. There was some of it that was rather annoying and also did not make a whole lot of sense. Like, for example, we do have a part in the series where, which was actually my favorite episode of the season, where we see one of the Eldritch Terrors actually brings back all the former like loved ones to everybody, and we have where this band of hell comes out. We later find out that Harvey's dad was part of this band before he exited the group, before they died. And also we have a few songs that go throughout the entirety of the season as well. And then we also see some crazy stuff. I mean, we have where Caliban was doing some Two-Face stuff. He wanted the throne, of course, for himself. He cared about Sabrina, but to his own way. And when we know that Lilith is pregnant, of course, with Lucifer's child, he tries to kill her, and she gets, of course, has the birth, and Zelda and Hilda and the rest of the sisters actually, protect her from Lucifer, because obviously, Lucifer's going to kill her when, of course, she gives birth. And later when he does find out, he tells her, oh, you got 6 hours, and she does the most craziest thing. She kills her own child, and then she regrets it because she kills her own child. But what's really crazy about Lola's story is she does get revenge on pretty much everybody. She gets revenge on, not being able to bring her child back. She gets revenge on Lucifer as well. She banishes him after, taking away everything that he's taken away from her, because he does try to curse her with mortality, where she will grow and wither and have to deal with sickness and everything that a normal human will have to deal with. And it's really crazy because that was one thing I did not expect, as well as also the whole thing with Sabrina not knowing what she wanted. She was wanting at one point to create a boyfriend. Like, she wanted certain parts of Harvey and then Nick, which was like, okay, really? And then we also get to see another scene which was very interesting, was, of course, which made no sense to me. And I'm going to say this now, which was, well, it made sense, but it didn't, because there's one part where and I can't think of her name on top of my head, but it was the witch, I guess Voodoo Queen, or whoever, that Ambrose as well as Prudence met in New Orleans. And of course, her and Zelda developed a relationship. Now, it does get, which was crazy to me, in the episode, she does reveal that she's not who she is. And it's like, well, who are you? Well, apparently she reveals that she, I guess, was some voodoo priestess or priest that I guess died and came back, and she has to go back with the dead to return them to hell or wherever they're supposed to go and hold them there. And when it does get revealed to be this older type of Haitian male, it was cool, but at the same time, it was like, okay, well, they didn't really go further into that, because she basically told her before after she revealed who she truly is, that hey, if you need this, if you need me, do this and I will come. And Zelda's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And we also see where Hilda got married to Dr. Z as well, which was really cool. And also another thing, which I'm going to say this, and you guys may get angry at me, but what was the entire point of most of Sabrina's friends other than just for helping here and there? Because, okay, like for Roz, for example, they made Roz a witch, which made no sense, no pun intended. What was the point? They could have just said that from the beginning. Oh, well, she's able to sense things, it's called the cunning, and then later, oh, hey, well, guess what? She's a witch. That was beyond stupid. You should have just said she was a witch from the beginning. It was beyond stupid. And all of a sudden now, oh, she's a weird sister, and then the other one was a weird sister with Prudence, and then after the other one died, the other one goes back to wherever we see where Agatha actually becomes a weird sister again after we see Dorcas return and actually forgive her for her death. And I don't know exactly what the writers were thinking, and I'm not happy with that. I think that was just lazy writing. And I think also that, Roz is a very interesting character, but at the same time, they could have done a lot better with the way that they went about it, and I think they went very lazy with it. So I'm sitting here and I was like, okay, what was the point of making her a witch? Like, literally, what was the point of her making a witch? And there was no point. They could have just done it from the beginning, but they didn't. And I was like, okay, there's no point of her character so-called doing this or doing that. And also, with Harvey, they made Harvey a really whiny character. They did. They made him a very whiny character you did not really care about. And with Nick, they he improved a little bit. And of course, him and Sabrina get back together. And of course, at the very end of all of it, they do end up together, which again, we'll go into spoilers. But at the same time, also, we're going to go into the entirety. Now, again, the whole entirety of there being two Sabrinas, there is an issue to where the Eldritch Terrors go after them, because again, there's two of them. So one of them has to go to an alternate world, and we later find out that this alternate world, which was cool, was like a set, and it was really good to see the original Zelda and Hilda return from the Sabrina series, which I personally grew up watching, and I was extremely happy to see them return. Now, unfortunately, we did not get to see Melissa Joan Hart kind of do like an alternate version of Sabrina, or we didn't get to do the original voice actor of Salem, which was a bummer. But again, they did kind of do a version of Salem where I guess he was one of the Eldritch Terrors, and that was pretty cool, and that all this was a lure to get Sabrina into this, as well as also to destroy, the Void, to basically destroy everything. Now, which was very interesting is the entirety of the season was where, and I was finally happy about this, was again the Void, and of course Blackwood, he does what he does, and he basically tries to get Sabrina under his control to control the Void, which she does unfortunately get into herself after trying to destroy it. And when we finally see that, we do see where it's killing her, and she has to release it, and everybody else is going, okay, what do we do? And then Sabrina unfortunately makes a very big sacrifice on herself, where she basically tells them, okay, anyone that I sent to this Void area, we have to bring them back. And she basically tells Hilda and Zelda to sacrifice her and bleed it out while they can go in there and bring everybody back at some point. So unfortunately, Sabrina does die at the very end of the series, and then later on it gets revealed that Nick also dies as well, but I think he did that on purpose to kill himself. That way he could be reunited with Sabrina. Now, I think it was very interesting of how they did it, because I was hoping that Sabrina would not die, but at the same time, I was hoping that she would because it made the most sense. Now, I also think that overall the season was that the way they ended it was done correctly because Sabrina got she got things off her chest that she needed. She knew that unfortunately she was an orphan because the very end of it she tried to rekindle her relationship possibly with Lucifer. It did not work. He did not care about her. All he wanted was the other daughter that took, the Morning Star name. And then also with her father coming back from the dead at one point, she says it's not her father. She's not like, that's not nothing who he thought she'd be or she thought he'd be. And then we also see where he informs her that, they don't care. So after, taking care of all these enemies, everybody's, able to live in peace. And then, of course, Blackwell really does get his just desserts. I will say that. He really does get his at the very end, which I was finally happy that he did at the very end because they basically are able to blind him. And then Prunes goes in there with a chainsaw after having him cut up and just has all his parts go everywhere. So that way he can't do no more damage to anybody. So I was very impressed with how they ended it, but at the same time I was like, oh, okay, well that kind of expects it. But overall, like I said, the season is done. I'm not shocked that the season is finally done, but I'm very happy to see the season go into a very strong send-off and certain characters be able to end. Now again, could they possibly have it come back? Possibly, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think they also canceled it very early due to everything that's going on in the world and possibly viewings and things of that nature. So we're just going to have to see if it ever does come back. If it does, it does. If it don't, it don't. I don't think it will. I think it's very well done the way they ended it. So again, I'm very happy with the ending. I was okay with the season. Overall, to give this season 1 out of 10, I give it maybe a 5. Again, like I said, there were certain things about it I did not care for, which I've already gone into, as well as everything else. So, hope you guys were able to watch Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. If you guys have never checked out the series overall, go check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Was this your favorite season? Did you guys enjoy the season? Did you guys hate it? Was there certain things about the characters or the season or something you did not care for? I'd like personally know your thoughts down in the comments down below. If you guys are brand new to the channel, consider about subscribing. Let me know your thoughts down personally in the comments down below. Let's also be respectful. Let's be peaceful in the comments. As always, I'll see you guys on the very next video and, of course, in the comment section down below.